all you had to offer was friendship, like who would still be around? Real situations expose fake people, so sometimes it takes getting down on life to find who's really down. You see, people pretend well when their souls are for sale. And sometimes it's the ones you love the most that mostly want to see you fail. That's real. Just because they riding with you doesn't mean they riding for you. That's facts. You see, loyalty shouldn't depend on your presence. It's more about how they act behind your back. Who can you trust? I mean, some of us are fighting for people that wouldn't throw a punch for us, and yet these are the ones we call friends. You know, the ones that care so much about your struggle, but yet so silent when you win. The ones that bring gossip to you about you, but your name, they never defend. Understand, everybody in your boat might not be rowing, but drilling holes. And as time goes and that jealousy grows, pay attention, because that's when true motives get exposed. Everybody in your circle might not be in your corner. Support doesn't always come from familiar faces. So don't be surprised if God places strangers in your life to take you to higher places. Don't be surprised if your growth makes your circle smaller. But you got two choices. Let it break you or let it make you. Make your dream even larger. Make your vision see farther. There's more to your path than where you're currently at. And I think life will teach you this. Sometimes the best way to add to your life is not to add to it, but to subtract. Understand, it's not about the size of your circle. It's about the loyalty that's in it. You see, nothing can stop a squad that's dedicated to fighting for the same mission, focused on the same vision. Does your circle got that type of commitment? Are they happy for you when you win it? Or is it the more you do better, the more their love gets distant? The more their support goes missing? Listen, real friends don't hate on each other. What they do is they push each other to go get it. In your life, do you got those type of friendships? Because mindsets are very contagious. And I promise you this, whoever you consistently surround your life around will surely persuade it. Wake up, everybody's prayers for you ain't to make it. So do they really got love for you? Or do they just fake it? Do they really got love for you? Or do they just love to use you? To some, you're just an opportunity, yeah. That's how these fake friends will do you. They present what you want just to take what they need. And when they can no longer benefit from your life, well, that's when their loyalty leaves. So I'm gonna ask you this question again. If all you had to offer was friendship, who would you still be able to call your friend? Tag them to this video. Let them know you appreciate them. It's rehab time. Let's get it.
And welcome to a very special world-exclusive edition of Melody in Motion. I am your host, Melody Garcia with BeastUp TV. Today, I am so excited and so thrilled to be interviewing somebody who has directly impacted my life and ignited the very message that lives within me. His name is Trent Shelton. He has over 7 million followers just on social media space, and his last video was shared over 728,000 times. This is how powerful this man's walk is. But wait until you hear who and what he attributes his success to. I cannot wait to share this with you. As I said, this is a very special moment for me personally, and I hope you find the value, wisdom, and acknowledge and understanding that will come from the presence of someone so great.
I was a professional football player, and probably like the 10th time I got cut, really hit my breakdown point. I didn't really care too much about life anymore because I thought that my life was over. I mean, that was what I did my whole entire life, so I thought there was nothing more to my life. I thought my future, I thought my past was better. I thought my future didn't have anything worth living for. That was where I hit my rock bottom at.
And rehab time.
Yeah.
You know, I went hiking in the woods, y'all. You don't normally do that, but it's with Trent, and it was one of the most powerful moments in my life, just to be able to listen not only to him but the proximity of all the breakdown to breakthrough struggles. And what he probably doesn't realize before I get into the hashtag rehab time is this: he does what he does out of his heart, but he has not truly realized, I don't think he really have, the millions of lives that he has impacted. His last video was shared 728,000 times and climbing. I'm pretty sure in a couple months we will hit the million mark on that. How does that make you feel? If you look back in your journey, and I think we talked about it, 10 minutes, or 10 people, 10 likes,
Right.
and you thought that was something.
Right.
Now here you are with nearly over 7 million followers on different social media spaces, a video that is almost at 1 million shares. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, not from a standpoint of personal like bragging, like feeling good like that, but it makes me feel good that many people are getting the message, that people are really feeling the message and really sharing it. And it's incredible to me, because I remember when I started in my room, it was never about numbers though. That's the thing that a lot of people, I would share to you watching this. I mean, numbers are a part of it. Numbers show you how many people you're reaching, how you're growing. But at the end of the day, if you can impact one person, that's where it starts. And my whole goal was to impact a life. So when I make a video, that's my whole mindset. And to see that one, impact, millions of people, it's just incredible. And the best part of it is that people are getting helped by it. And that's what I set out to do, and that's what I care about.
Did you fathom that you would grow in this platform or stage
No way.
when you first started, would you say 10 years ago?
Yeah, it'll be 10 years next year. Not at all, because when I started Rehab Time, it wasn't to be a speaker. It wasn't for anybody. It was for me. It was what saved my life, mind, body, and soul. So I never thought I would be doing this, let alone how big Rehab Time is. And then once I realized this was my purpose and it started growing, I started to envision, bigger things going across, going outside the country and things like that. And to see that come to pass is truly incredible. And it's just a testament to the people who support me, because I don't know 7 million people. I know a few hundred maybe. And it's the people who, like yourself, who see my messages, tag people, share it, that allow me to spread my purpose across the world. I'm grateful for it.
Thank you. And now, Rehab Time, how did that come about?
Yeah, it was, I hit my rock bottom, and I remember being in my mom's house in my room, and I just told myself, like, it's rehab time. I was crying. I said, it's rehab time. And I guess the word came from me understanding sports, right? Or me understanding physical injury. When you get physical injured, or when you get injured in a physical way, you go to rehab, right? And the process is hard. Sometimes the process sucks, for better lack of words. But if you take your time, you can be stronger than you were before you got hurt. So it means putting the strength back into a weakness. So I wanted to take that same philosophy and put it into mind, body, and soul, my spiritual life, my physical life, and my mental life. And that's where it started. So I just started saying rehab time, and I started going to the gym, working out. And it was a thing that nobody knew about except myself. And as I started to share with friends, like, what you about to go do? Rehab time. And it just grew to what it is today.
Now, he said something so pivotal this morning that, just destroyed and repaired my heart at the same time, and my soul, which is, what is your ultimate life purpose? So with our small select group this morning that went hiking, somebody actually asked Trent, what is your ultimate life purpose? And would you like to share it?
Yeah, for sure. Just me being a believer of faith, I want to lead people closer to God. In my way, it might not be the way everybody might, the traditional way. This is what God has called me to do. And second of all is to help people understand their worth. And that's what I live for. I mean, know your worth is something real for me, because when I understood my worth, my life changed. I want people to know worth isn't anything external, it's everything internal. So all the messages that you see, are based around those two things. So when I leave this earth, I want people to feel great about who they were. So when I leave, I hope people say, Trent just cared about making people better. And if that's what's said, then I feel like my job is done.
And you have 2 little ones.
Yes.
How old are they?
Tristan is 9 years old, and Maya, she's about to be 2.
Now, we live in a world, guys, that are, as a global advocate for, actually, I represent UNICEF as well. As a congressional action team leader here in Orlando, I believe, and you probably share this, we start with the youth.
Right.
What are the messages you have for children around the world that could be viewing this?
For sure. The main message is be yourself. And I know you hear that a lot, but when you realize that out of all the people in the world, you're you. And, sometimes all of us, we're human beings, so we're influenced a lot by what we see, by what we do. And I tell people, be influenced by how you were created. Like you're never gonna find another you. You can find somebody who looks like you, talks like you, laughs like you, but there's nobody that's gonna be another you. And so when you own that gift, that's where your true power rests. And I would tell people, forget opinions. Everybody's gonna have opinions. People are gonna talk about you. You're gonna lose friends during the journey. But as long as you keep progressing, even during the hard times, even during the good times, your life will go where it needs to be.
Well, thank you so much for your time with Melody in Motion, Manila
Thank you,
Up
Melody.
TV.
I appreciate you.
And Ahi, you are a gift. Your presence is a gift to the world. Your name was obviously called by the Most High to impact what is going to be something tremendous in there. So I appreciate you, my love for you, my prayers for continued blessings for all the generations you're going to be blessing.
Thank you.
This message.
I appreciate
I'm going to
you.
give
Thank
him
you.
a hug.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. And then, how about that for an amazing, incredible journey with Trent Shelton for rehab time, for the wisdoms that he has shared, with you in this particular space. The mere fact that I had to interview this man means so much to me, and just goes to tell you that there's nothing, absolutely nothing so big that God cannot bring into your life. I'm gonna leave you with this message. Like he said, there is only one of you. So be the best version of yourself. Go do what you have been called to do. Go change lives. Go serve community. Go serve family. And go serve God. Whatever it is in your faith walk, whatever it is that has been in your heart, I believe that you can do it. Again, this is Melody Garcia with Melody in Motion and Manila Up TV for this world exclusive with Trent Shelton. As he said, it's rehab time.
If you change your environment, you will change your life, because everybody in here is a flower, has a gift, has a talent. But some of us are around people that don't want to see us be our best. Burn every bridge that leads your life back to destruction. If you got that, say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick explanation, okay? Because I don't want to leave the stage and what happened? Okay, after every time I speak, for the most part, I'm gonna give you guys time to reflect. There'll be an instrumental that plays. I don't want nobody talking to the next person, nobody laughing. If this is not for you, then just be quiet, all right? Because there's somebody in here that really needs it. So I want you to spend at least 2 minutes reflecting on what you need to change in your life, what choices you're gonna make, what decisions that you're gonna make, what you're not gonna settle for that you've been settling for in your life. Can y'all do that for me? Yeah. Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't say it if you don't mean it. Let's get it.
This is probably one of those most epic days that this lady here and I have, because it's rehab time. And I'll tell you what that means in a second.
It's less about me and more about you guys. And so I tell you guys to really dive in deep, to really think about certain things, because you can hear all the motivation in the world. I can tell you 80,000 times whatever, but until you actually apply and make a change and make a decision, nothing's gonna change in your life. And that's the thing, that's the problems that we face right now, right? As people, it's like we want this good feeling of inspiration and motivation that makes us feel good for the moment, and then it goes away. Commitment shirt, right there. You gotta stay loyal to what you said you were gonna do long after Moochie Sanders left you. And the reason I love that quote is because I had to tell myself that. I still tell myself that every day. Because this mood, I promise you, is gonna leave. Those situations are gonna show right back up in your face.
Yes.
Temptation's gonna show right back up in your face. Every day. It's gonna be there. The world's gonna present you something every single day. It might be a scroll on social media. It might be somebody physically coming to you. But you have to remember where you wanna go with your life. You gotta be willing to say, no, I can't do that.
I just want to say, the last time I saw you live, whatever was under the influence.
Yeah.
So the message I took home was bridges.
Yeah.
The bridges.
Burn-
Remember that?
Yep.
Oh, that was a word, man. And as you're speaking it, like you're saying, put it in it. It's different to hear it, but then integrate it into your life.
Yeah. Got to.
Digest it into your life.
Got to.
And it stuck with me, and I just kept thinking about why do I go back? Why are these things pulling me back? I know the best me is that way. So why am I going that way? And then you did a protect your peace, and you were talking about bridges. And as you were walking on nature, yeah, that was recent, and it just brought me right back to that.
When you said the magic word that I ask myself all the time, and it helps me get down to root issues. And what she's referring to is you can watch it on YouTube. It's called the 3 R's. I'm in New York City, and actually I have one where I'm hiking, but That's the rehab process, rehab time. So it's 3 R's. It's reality, release, and repair, right? So you got to face your reality, you got to release things, and you got to repair your life. And so she's talking about bridges. I always say, like, people say don't burn bridges, which I agree to some extent, but there's certain bridges in your life you need to burn because there's certain things your life cannot afford to go back to. So burn every bridge in your life that leads your life back to destruction. You know, burn it up, set it on fire. Because if the bridge is still there, I promise you, you're not strong enough, right, not to walk back. You know what I'm saying? So you have to burn bridges, and there's processes, you know, that I don't always like to say this is how you do it because it might not work for you, but you said the magic word, why? Ask yourself that question, and ask yourself that question until you get to a root level answer. And what I mean by that is that you got to get beneath the surface. A lot of our problems are surface level issues, right? It means like maybe it's a relationship thing. Why do I keep putting, like, this person hurt me? Okay, but I get that, but why are you keep going for relationships that you are settling for? Like, where did that come from? And maybe it's because how you seen your parents, your mom, your dad, maybe it's whatever it may be. And so when you get down to the root, you actually dig it up. Because if you just handle things at surface level, what happens? It grows back, right? It's like gardening one-on-one, right? I have a story today that y'all gonna hear about. It's pretty funny about that. But it's gardening one-on-one, and I can't really garden, but that taught me a lot. Like, get down to the root issues in your life. Because the only way you will harbor true strength is to conquer pain at its deepest level. So it's time to dive deep, right? Really get deep and get that pain out of there. Because like, it might be a teacher that told you something. I know for me, it was a teacher that told me I wasn't going, and I had to really realize, like, dang, like way back then, that really affected my mindset, because every time I would reach an accomplishment, I didn't really accept it, you know? And I would I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. I would silence my congratulations, even to myself. Like, people would tell me, like, right now you might say, hey, Trent, you doing this for me? I'd be like, all right, cool. But I really wouldn't accept it because I understood how I felt with a teacher telling me something about that, and then having two older brothers, where I was always like the guy, right, out the family as far as sports. And I never wanted to make them feel jealous, even though they never would, always would support me. So I taught myself to silence my accomplishments. And that's one of the worst ways you can live life. I'm not telling you to be arrogant with it, but celebrate, man. Like, pat yourself on the back. And whoever don't like it, oh well, you know? But if you get around people who are doing things with their life, they're gonna clap you up and it's gonna inspire them too. But don't silence your voice to make other people feel comfortable. That's one of the slowest deaths you can die, right? It's silencing your voice. But that's a great question, and I would encourage you guys to get down to the root issues and burn whatever bridges necessary, because when you burn certain bridges, it now gives you the freedom to build certain bridges in your life, right? That's gonna help your life. This is a bridge that we're building out here, you know? So, yeah. Anybody here dealing with just anything in life that might be tearing their life apart? Today I want you to understand that it's about you. It's not about coming to see me and cheering and all of that. I can care less about that. I mean, I appreciate the support, but if you don't like lead different than how you came in here, you wasted your time. And so I want you to know these words right here. Your life isn't over. Never let your struggle make you think that. I know your setbacks were major, but so can be your comeback. You see, strength, pain builds that. I know it might be hard for you to feel that, but even in your darkest storms, there's a plan for you to still shine bright. Please believe that. I know because God did it for me. God would like to go through places you don't understand, just to bring you to the place where He needs you to be. So don't let this season take your life. You can win this fight. If it wasn't for my darkest storms, I would have never found the strength to shine my light. There's a purpose greater than your pain. There's no growth without rain. Sometimes it takes our hardest storms to birth our greatest change. Listen to me, your life is not over. You keep living. It doesn't matter what happened in your past, you're just a choice away from a new beginning. Your perspective can either be your power or your prison. So no matter what, appreciate your life and build your testimony with the test you were given. Listen, I get it. I know depression is real, but so is deliverance. You can heal from those afflictions, overcome those addictions. It's time to put a semicolon when you're trying to put a period, because your sentence hasn't ended. You got more life to live. So don't give up. It's everybody who makes you feel like you're not enough, forget them. Forget the people who try to make you feel like something's wrong with you because you have a struggle. Everybody in this building struggles, everybody outside this building struggles. Just some people choose to hide theirs well.
realize this. Life has taught me this. We might be broken, right? We're all a little broken. But the last time I checked, broken crayons still color the same, right? So it's time for you to go to defeat your pain. Your life is not finished, it's just beginning. I need you today to make a choice. Make a choice, decide. The greatest power is in decisions. And I want you to understand, when you make a choice to live better, when you make a choice to let go, when you make a choice to burn bridges in your life that don't need to be there no more, that you keep holding on to, expecting those people to change, but they're not going to change, as long as you keep that in your life, it doesn't matter how many videos you watch, it don't matter how many speakers you watch, it don't matter about tonight, your life is not going to change. It's impossible to feel worth when you're around people in an environment that makes you feel worthless. It's impossible to feel like you're somebody when you're around people in the environment that makes you feel like you're nobody. You're a choice away. I want you to understand something. You're a choice away. A choice from a new beginning. You're a choice away from a new beginning and a commitment away from a new life. You're a choice away from a new beginning, a commitment away from a new life. I want you to understand something about environment. You know, does anybody garden here? Like plant stuff? Right? Okay, cool. Like that's random, Trent, like that's super random, right? Stick with me. Turn the music up just a little bit, brother. So, can I tell y'all a quick story? Are y'all sure? Yeah. Just making sure. I want to tell y'all a story y'all want to hear. Alright? But listen, gardening taught me a lot. Okay, well, two things I'm going to teach you about gardening. One, I remember going to Little Rock, Arkansas. Bless my grandparents, so they're not here no more. But I remember going to my grandfather's house in Little Rock. And every time we get there, what I admired so much is they had this garden, right? They're growing all these like greens and all this stuff in their garden. And every time I came there, I would always ask my grandfather, I would say, Grandpa, like, let's go plant something. And he said, okay, Trent, we'll go do it. So he took me and my two older brothers, we go plant. And it's crazy because as a kid, I didn't understand the process of growth. So as soon as we planted those seeds, like within an hour, I was like, Grandpa, like, where's the fruit? Where's the product at? And he said, Trent, it takes time. I said, all right, cool. I gave him like another 2 hours. All right? And I was like, where's it at? He's like, Trent, it takes time. So, okay, well, I gave him like our whole state. So I gave him like probably like 4 days. And I went out there, I said, Grandfather, I think we're doing something wrong. Like, nothing's growing. He said, Trent, I want to teach you something about life and don't you ever forget it. He said, just because you can't see the growth doesn't mean the growth isn't taking place. There's something going on beneath the surface that you can't see. And I want you to take that message with you tonight. You guys are going to make a change. You guys are going to make a decision. And sometimes when you make a change, the hardest thing that happens is that it seems like you make the wrong decision. People might talk about you, things might not go right. You know, when you live for God, when you change your life, that doesn't mean everything is all holy. There's a lot of enemies, a lot of self-doubt that you go through. But you gotta realize something's taking place beneath the surface that you can't see, and that's what's called faith. Faith isn't seeing it, then believing it. Faith is knowing that it's gonna happen. I remember when I first started speaking, it would be like this row of people, and it was all people that I knew, like my mom, my dad, my friends, that's it. So seeing a building full of people that I don't know, or we're friends now, but strangers that I don't know, it's amazing. But that's faith. Me deciding that I'm not going to play football anymore, everything for you, it might not be football, it might be a relationship, it might be a habit that you have. Maybe you have to let go. I'm not telling you to quit your job. No, it's not one of those, right? It's not going to get messed like, Trent, you told me to quit, like, can you hire me, right? None of that. Be smart. Make sure it's water. If you jump off a cliff, make sure it's water beneath there, right? But seriously, it took me letting go of something that I was holding on to for so long. Out of fear, out of identity crisis, who would I be without it? That took me walking into my purpose. When I started rehab time, wasn't nobody following me. And honestly, it was never about that. It was about impact. It was never about numbers. I want you to hear that because we live in a society now where they teach you numbers are everything. Numbers can lie to you too. Because numbers told me when I first started that this wasn't my purpose. But I believe what God told me, put in my heart for my life. So it's time for you in here to start believing. It's time for you to stop saying next time, next year, tomorrow, because if you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, hold up. If you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, you don't say next time. You say the last time was the last time. Stop playing with your life because it's your life. You can blame people all you want, that's great. It might be their fault, I get it. But until you take responsibility over your life, it is you that's holding your life back. You might not want to hear this, but the reason you're at where you're at right now, or let me rephrase that. The reason you're choosing to stay where you're at right now, because pain might have brought you here. Struggle might have brought you here, but you're choosing to stay where you're at right now because that's your choice. And you have a choice to do something different. So I hope that in this journey today that we go through, that you make a decision to move towards the best you. And can't nobody stop you but you. It's the reason why I say it all starts with you. It's the reason why I say that. Take care of your environment. You know, it's a quote. And this is the other part of the story I was going to tell you about gardening. So we moved into our new house. And just me being me, you know, I'm a man, so I'm figuring I'm not handy at all, but I pretended like I was, right? So my wife wanted to get some flowers playing around our like fire pit. And so I'm like, all right, cool. She's like, let's hire somebody. I'm like, hire somebody? I got this, I can do it. So I go down to the nursery. That's what it's called, right? Right, okay, I thought that was for babies at first, right? I go down to the nursery. And I try to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but clearly I sound like a fool. Right, you ever heard people like that, right? Yeah. We all been guilty of it. So I go there, I ask for these flowers and stuff like that. I try to use terminology I saw on YouTube. I went to YouTube University, by the way. And I get these flowers without any knowledge on how to take care of these flowers. So I take these flowers to my house in Texas in the middle of the summer. And so I didn't check like the soil. I didn't know you had to water them like 2 times a day. I didn't know none of that. So I put them in the ground. I watered them when I felt like it. And over a few days in Texas heat, what do you think happened to those flowers? Right? It either died or it was dying. So what I did, just me being me, like, well, not really me, but in this situation, I spent a lot on those flowers. So I went back and I was like, hey man, you gave me some bad flowers, dog. Come on, like money back. Right? Hey. And so I get there. I guess he can tell I was lying because I'm not a good liar. So he like saw it in my eyes, whatever like that. And so I just told the truth. I said, this is what I did. He said, oh, you did it all wrong. So he gave me instructions. I go back, I change the location of the flowers, make sure they're not getting ate up by the sun all day. I evaluate the soil and I take care of those flowers. What do you think happened to those flowers? Right? Did the flowers change? Right? What changed? The environment did. So I want you to remember this quote. When a flower doesn't blossom, we don't blame the flower. We fix the environment in which it grows. Some of you are not growing because your environment. Some of you are not blossoming into everything that you are called to be because your environment. If you change your environment, I promise you will change your life. If you change your environment, you will change your life because everybody in here is a flower, has a gift, has a talent. But some of us are around people that don't want to see us be our best.